Hello! Today we will work with countable and uncountable nouns. Let's start. Countable nouns. Countable nouns may be either plural or singular. We can count, for example, a tree, 2 trees, etc. A book, 2 books, etc. These are countable nouns. You may have a singular or plural form. We use many and few to express quantity. For example, there are many trees in the park. There are few trees in the park. Many means a big quantity, and few, it's a small quantity. Then we have uncountable nouns. We don't use a or an. We always use a singular verb. You cannot count ideas. For example, love, education. You cannot count these. You cannot use a or an with any of these nouns. Liquids, materials, and food are uncountable nouns. So you cannot use a or and with these nouns. We use much to express a big quantity, and we use little to express small quantity. For example, how much sugar is there? Just a little. Tricky uncountable nouns. These words may seem countable in Spanish, but they are not countable in English. It means that you cannot use a or an with these nouns. It's a mistake. These are uncountable nouns. For example, I need some information. This is an uncountable noun. Could you please give me some advice? This is an uncountable noun. Don't get confused with the Spanish. Would you like some coffee? Coffee, it's a liquid and it's uncountable. So you cannot use a or an with liquid. Some or any. Let's see if you remember. We use some in affirmative sentences, but you may also use some in interrogative sentences. We use any in negative and interrogative sentences. Let's see some examples. I need some help. Affirmative sentence, we use some. There are some mistakes. Affirmative sentence, we use some. But now you know countable and uncountable nouns. Help, it's an uncountable noun. Mistakes, it's countable and plural. We may use some for uncountable nouns or plural countable nouns. We also use some to offer something. For example, would you like some tea? I'm offering tea. When we offer, we use some. And we use some in affirmative sentences. We use any in negative sentences or interrogative sentences. The only case that you're going to use some in an interrogative sentence is just when you offer. This is the exception to the rule. If not, in an interrogative sentence, we will use any. Okay? Let's see if you understood. I need blank help. Can you give me the answer? Please tell me, some or any? Yes, you're right, some. Can you tell me why? Okay, because this is an affirmative sentence. You're right. Affirmative sentences, we use some. I don't need. Yes, the answer any. We use any in negative sentences. Would you like tea? And the answer is some. You are right. Even though it's a question, we are offering. When we offer, we use some. Do you need blank help? And the answer is some, because we are offering. When we offer, we use some. Let's put everything together. Let's see. First of all, we have to check whether we have a countable or uncountable noun. If you have a countable noun, you need to check if this noun is singular or plural. If you have a singular noun, you may use the article a or an. If you have a noun which is countable and plural, you may use some or any. Let's see some examples. There is a pencil. There isn't a pencil. Is there a pencil? So we have a countable singular noun. Countable singular noun. When you have plural nouns, you may use some or any. Some in affirmative sentences. Any in negative and interrogative sentences. There are some pencils. There aren't any pencils. Are there any pencils? Good. Let's see here. Uncountable nouns. With uncountable nouns, the only option is just some or any. You cannot use a or an with uncountable nouns. That's why it's so important to study countable and uncountable nouns. There is some milk. There isn't any milk. Is there any milk? Let's practice a little bit. Let's see what we have to do here. You have to write a, and, or some plus a food or drink word. Let's see some example. Some bread. Bread. Bread is an uncountable word. That's why we will use some. Let's try with number 1. Take a look at this. What is this? It's a sandwich. Alright, a sandwich. It's countable and it's singular. That's why we are using a. Let's try one more. Number 2. Take a look at this. Some water. Why? Because water is an uncountable noun. That's why we're using some. Now please stop the video, complete the rest, and then check your answers. Ready? Let me show you the answers. Great! It's very important to check your understanding. Please, if you do not understand, try to share your questions in the forum reserved for that purpose. Okay, let's see what we have to do now. Complete the dialogue with a or an, some or any. It's very important to remember this chart. Let's read a little bit. What can we cook for your brother and his girlfriend? Let's make a lasagne. This is countable. Countable, singular, and start with a consonant sound. That's why we're using a. Good idea. Are there blank onions? Onions, it's plural. When you have a plural noun, you may use some or any. This is a question. In interrogative sentences, we use any. That's why the right answer is any. Please now stop the video, complete the rest, and then check your answers. Ready? Let's see the answers. Great! Remember to write down your questions and ask your teacher. Quantifiers. How much sugar do you eat? I eat little sugar. How many sweets do you eat? I eat few sweets. How much money have you got? I have a lot of money. How many dollars have you got? I have a lot of dollars. Here we are practicing quantifiers. Little, few, a lot of. These are quantifiers. Quantifiers. Let's practice quantifiers. Let's see. With countable nouns, we ask how many. With uncountable nouns, we ask how much. Again, it's very important to start from the beginning, so please revise countable and uncountable nouns at the beginning of this presentation. If we want to express quantity, we will use a few, not many. For example, how many books were there? We want to know the quantity. We may answer, there were a few, a small quantity. There were many books, big quantity. There were not many, not a big quantity. When we ask about uncountable nouns, we use a little and not much to express quantity. How much sugar is there? There is a little, a small quantity. There is a lot. There is not much. In both cases, either countable or uncountable nouns, we may use none, nothing at all, zero, a lot of, a very, very good quantity, quite a lot, something in the middle. So let's see. There is none. There are none. So we may use none to refer to uncountable things, or we may use none to refer to countable things. Generally, we use none in short answers. There is none. There is a lot of sugar. There are a lot of books. We may use a lot of either with uncountable nouns or countable nouns. There is quite a lot of sugar. There are quite a lot of books. So we may use this expression with both uncountable and countable nouns. Let's practice a little bit. Let's see what to do now. You have to complete with how much or how many. Remember that we use how many to talk about countable things, and we use how much to talk about uncountable things. For example, sugar. This is an uncountable noun. That's why we use how much. Butter. You tell me, is this countable or uncountable noun? You are right. This is uncountable. That's why the right answer is how much. Cans. Plural. If we have a plural form, you tell me, what's this? Countable or uncountable noun? You're right. Cans, it's a countable noun. That's why the right answer is how many. Now please stop the video, complete, and then check your answers. Great. Let me show the answers. Please check everything, complete, and ask your teacher if necessary. Let's continue with the following exercise. Here, you have to circle the correct word or phrase. For example, we don't eat, you have two options, sweets. We don't eat a lot of sweets. That's the right answer. If you don't remember, please revise quantifiers in the previous slides. Number 2, let's try one more together. How much chocolate do you eat? How much? Much, uncountable. So you tell me, what do we use for uncountable nouns? Little or a few? You're right, we use little. Great. Now stop the video, complete, and then check your answers. Great. I will show you. Fantastic. You have completed everything. Thank you. Hope to see you in next video.